dato nemba yelinge eliya banga nemba mago kulugu nyaiba
Not in the business, you catching fever. You getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving up away. We coming, Where's our we coming? As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, stick. Where's our we coming? Yeah, you come man, yeah, we coming.
Okay, guys, how are you? How are you? How are you? Let me see if I can. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We don't have to wait. It's not about how many people watch, but it's about how many people receive the message. That's the whole thing we're on about right now. I know a lot of people are sleeping. I know some people are up, some people at work right now, but I'm up and I had a nice time and I'm okay, energized. I might be up here for the next 1 hour. Tomorrow is Saturday, but I want to take this time to extend my sympathy to the bereaved family and what happened in Nukutan yesterday, day before yesterday was was not okay, but it's sad. And you know, we are all related one way or the other. What happened to one Liberian will affect the other Liberians. But we got a serious problem in Liberia. We have a very serious problem. If we don't know, no one should take it for drove or for granted. We got a serious problem on our heads. The next government will be into serious problem if they don't put the foot down. If this government don't start to do things the way it's supposed to be done, there's something to call law and order. Law and order should be the priority of any leader. Law and order. But this government is worse. The George Weah government is worse. I'm not even going to talk about the trip that George Weah made to work to Nukrutan because I don't know what he was talking there. Apparently, he was talking to his girlfriend or somebody like he talking to some little girl on the side. But if this government don't do anything, the next government going to go in hell. Going to have serious problem. We must put our foot down. These guys, the kids, we call them disadvantaged youth. Look, they are not. But you see, we got to look at the situation. We got to look at the root cause. They say, oh, the children on drugs, the children on this. We agree. They're bringing drugs in the country. We agree. Government need to pass a strong law. There are other countries that people, they put people on firing squad because of drugs. They kill them. Other countries because drugs cause problems. Yes, the money is there, but they damage lives. There are people who go to jail for 20 years, 30 years because of drugs. What is the punishment in Liberia when it comes to drugs? The people who are in authority, they are the one that consuming the drugs. They are the one that bringing the drugs. They don't care. We got people, we got presidents, when you go to Jamaican resort, people that walk around there, according to information, people that even live around that area. You in that place, you smell weed 24/7. You understand? Now, would they say, oh, drugs, the children on drugs, the children on drugs. But guess what? The children go in the graveyard, they grind human bones, they smoke it. They go when you park your car, they go into the exhaust, they scrape all that little smoke, then carry it. Don't you know? You know the catalog converter. There's something in there that smoke. They said it's and that's drugs. Some look, it's expensive, and people going around here cutting it from cars in America, and they said there and there's something in there they try to take off. It's not just to sell it to another place, but there's something in that catalog converter that they want to use. If they don't steal it, they don't cut it to go sell it. When they open it, there's things in there, some other chemical. I don't know what is that. But the fact is that we've been seeing this thing every day. The so-called Zogo starving somebody because of phone. Doing this one. I said it before on my show. Ah, God. I said if this government was serious and would even make recommendation and put it in writing, one of the person that I talked to and I explained to him briefly was Zoga Wilson. I said, listen, government got to spend enough money to get the kids off the street. Y'all listen to me. They got someone they call Bela Yala. Bela Yala is not a prison compound anymore, but the place is there. Bela Yala is a whole town. Now, government need to take that entire Bela Yala place, rehabilitate that place, fix it nicely like an institution, like a dormitory, like how they had a Boston Institute. Fix that place nicely. put a football field, put a basketball court. There's a big land over there that you can do garden or farm or whatsoever. Then you get behind these Zogos and do it. You ask them first, voluntarily, let them who want to go to school. You're giving them 2 years or 1 year at that school. But they're not going to learn 2 plus 2, 4 plus 4. That waste of time. Some of them are 27, some of them they're over the age. But there's something they can learn that you don't need to go through all the subject. You can teach them a mechanic, carpentry, masonry to make cement or whatsoever, to do something. You choose 4 or 5 trade, and you tell them, say, listen, you got only 2 years here, free of charge. But at the same time, they're sleeping there, they're eating, but give them something every month. $20 for you every month, $25 for you every month. Out of that $25, you will spend $5 because you got food. We're going to keep $20 for you. By the time you graduate, the only thing is that you must work for government at least for a year. And when they say work for government, it means that it's free. Those that graduate from the carpentry school, they go to GSA, they start building furnitures for government ministries. You take the mechanics, you assign them to government ministries. You will not think about ordering for decks again. After 1 year, if you want to employ them, fine. They got some money, they can go on their own. Not everybody will go back to that place. Then the voluntary ones, from there, you tell the other ones, say, listen, since you don't want to go home. If we grab you, we're taking you there. You shut down all the places. Go to look at the banks and new bank and housing authority bank. Look at that panel building. Look all the places. Close that damn place up. Barricade it and barricade it. Close the place down. Spot carefully out there. If they're in the street, you arrest them. You got to put your foot down, Mr. President. Now, I'm not going to criticize no men of God here. I'm not going to act like a hypocrite to come out here and start to bash some men of God because he had a crusade and people went there and they still got killed. You know how many times this thing started? To political rallies and other things then. People in the street, they're stealing the thing, but nobody really pay attention. They have police over there. According to what I watched, and according to the eyewitnesses, there was a boy who said, I'm a city policeman. They have military people, they have police, they have whatsoever. Why we should be so, let's forget it. We got 10,000 churches in Liberia. Let's agree that the men of God will pray and say, oh, come and pay tithe and do this one. Yes, we agree. For argument's sake, we agree. But why we should denigrate this man because of what happened? The Bible said, thou shalt not judge. I'm not here to judge Apostle or Reverend Kroma that he's not a man of God. No. That's not my responsibility in that. That's not. If you were criticizing now, then you better criticize the President of the Republic of Liberia who preaching. If you want to criticize him, if you want to say that an Apostle Kroma, he's collecting offering or whatsoever. In the church of President George Manning, we are the collect offering. People go there, they pay offering just to impress him. Nobody force anybody to go and pay offering. Whether we like it or not, it's always the case. I'm sorry, always the case. Whether they collect offering, whether they don't collect, the word of God is expensive. It's up to you. For me, I pray for myself. My biggest prayer person is my mom. I don't go for people to start praying for me all over the place. I believe in God. Nobody like God compared to me. I can tell you that. Nobody under the sun love God more than me. I love God. What is in me is what God sees, not nothing else. But we should not come on Facebook and criticize the men of God. We should not. Oh, they arrest him. They should do this. They should do that. You don't know that these Zogos in the country been killing people, been attacking people, stealing from people. I'm not, it's so bad we call them Zogos. But the fact of the matter, how you got to put your foot down. If you don't instill law and order, all these things will not happen. They're not afraid. And most of the children, imagine from 2000, if a man was born actually 2000, if a man even was born in 1998, he knows nothing about the war because technically the war was over when John Taylor won the election before people start fighting here again. But all these other children ready, never know about the war. But they are the one all over the place. Not that the children never went to school. Some of them went to school. Some of them they own drugs. Yes, some are on drugs. Some are not on drugs, but they're just criminals. They're not afraid to kill. They're not afraid. But now we're holding a poor pastor as if it's the first time we ever had a crusade in Liberia that they blocked the street. We had a crusade, and Pastor Winger had a crusade. The whole place was black. Other people have crusade different places. Whether he said in the gold chair, whether he do this, I'm not here to judge him. I'm not here to judge him. I know most of the pastors they preach on what prosperity. They don't preach about salvation. They don't preach about these things. Yeah, fine. That's their business. It's their business. Liberian people follow them. Liberian people looking for answer. They're looking for answer. That is why they all over. Some people want to travel. They go bathe cold and holy bath. They do this. They do that. It's all around the world. Right in America, they got the same thing in America. People follow the pastors. This guy from the Jews, what the place name that this guy killed all these people long time. They started from America before they went over to Mexico or Canada or somewhere. And this thing all around the world. The Bible, that's the end time. But what happened over there? Some people start changing the story. Oh, yes, that the pastor, they quit to kill, that sacrifice, that this and that. Oh, they sacrifice the children. That our own people starving, people running, they stepping on people because everybody confused now. Everybody running away from the crowd. Let's just pray. Let's pray for our country, Liberia. Let's pray for Liberia. Let's pray. What we are going through right now, people taking it for joke. People taking it for joke, especially when it's not in their corner where it even touch them. So people think that, oh man, yeah, and not George Weah. Not George Weah. He's the president. The boss stop with him. He's the one who authorize and instruct the police director to do things. People still driving on the opposite lane. People are dying from car accidents. People are dying from and nothing happening. 29 Liberians lost their lives. For what? But we can't ask, we can't question God. People die so many ways. Nobody want to die. Nobody want to die. Nobody. And nobody want to lose anybody either. Even the pastors want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die right now. So it's not anything for us to be happy about or to politicize it. I see people with posting and they coming under your post. Oh, people die in Liberia, then you're talking politics. We will talk politics. We won't talk politics. Whether you like it or not, we will talk politics. Because we expect this government to do the right thing. That because of the wrong thing, that is why we're into politics right now. Because if this government are doing a lot of good things, we won't be brave to be talking by this time. We'll be thinking what to do next. But because the government is not doing it, so we are desperate. So we want change. So we want change. I just hope that the family will they will consult and they will have a nice funeral for these people. And I want to say thanks to a lot of people who went there, who called, and we just got to do what we're supposed to do. Yeah. We all got relatives in our place there. Some will have relatives that was killed on that day too. That same place. But we ain't got to put it on our head, jumping all over the place. It happened already. But I will not come up here and to criticize no man of God for that situation. I'm not going to, whether he can sit in a golden chair, whether he can sit whatsoever. What is the difference with a pastor sitting in a chair that look like a like made out of gold, than a president in the executive mansion sitting in the same chair and stealing? What is the difference? What is the difference? Praying. That's what the Bible says. The Bible said it. There are a lot of things what they contradict the Bible, but the fact is that he preaching and people coming up, and whether they collect 3 offerings, whether they collect whatsoever, whether they do whatsoever. But the fact of the matter, we got same people in Liberia who in authority stealing millions of dollars. That is why the Zogos are in the street. Stealing millions of dollars. That is why we can rehabilitate them. Giving themselves more money. That is why we can rehabilitate them. Our politicians go and give them peanuts when they see them in the street. These are the same Zogo they are looking for to vote for. Since they voted overwhelmingly for George Weah, what they put in place for them? What they put in place for them? 2-3 years ago, the president gave them 5,000 each. The next day, they killed 3 persons. If government cannot help, the citizen will rise up. The citizen will rise up against the Zogos, and they will go after them. They will go after them. If the government can't do anything, we're not saying that government should go and start killing them. But there are a lot of things government need to do before you get to the Zogos. Before you get to them. The Liberia is too small to clean our place off of drugs. Liberia is too small. We got a budget of $500,000 for security in the budget. But at the same time, the people who bring in the drugs, they're bringing over $2-3 million worth of drugs. And our people just taking it. They come through the airport, they're all big boys. Small country, Liberia. Small country. Anyway, we will talk politics. Guys, you're ready to curse? You go ahead. You're the Boaka people? You go ahead. You ain't confessed yet. You ain't confessed yet. I listen to, in fact, I don't really listen to Costa show, but after everything, people will send it and see all the parts there. And I heard people in Liberia complaining they can't see Mr. Boaka, they can't see him in this place, they can't see him in that place, he's not speaking and whatsoever. You need to pump enough 5 energy drink in him. 5 energy drink. Mr. Boaka, they need Boaka and Yombly to go and testify. Now they stuck. Y'all listen to this. It's not no joke. They will not believe it. You know, you got 4 leaders in a group. Put themselves together. 3 against 1. Because 3 against 1, some stupid Liberians think that it 1 supposed to join the 3. Because the 3, they are better. Their sense was always okay. But there's 3 they're talking about. These are the same people that have been there for so long and nothing have changed. And nothing have changed. Then you got someone that will say, I'd rather be with the devil I know than the angel I've been seeing. No. Devil bad, angel good, whether you like it or not, unless you're on the devil's side. Now, Bena Yure turned over every conversation in the CPP from the day they were founded without informing Yombly. Forget about Mr. Cummings and Mr. Boaka. Now they all stuck. They're requesting for them to testify against Mr. Cummings. That is when the Liberian people would know now that they are not opposition. They are working for the government. They're working for the government. There's a text here that I got, and I pray to God to testify. And there's a guy, Amos Colley, post that Mr. Bwaka should testify with camera in the place. My people, I don't know what you're really looking for about cameras. That case is a misdemeanor, almost like it's nothing. Even if they find you guilty, it's like a 6 months, they can find you with cash at $1,000. But I'm not saying that Mr. Cummings is guilty, because he's not. I can put my life on the line that he's not guilty. I can put my life. Today is about the withdrawal clause. Tomorrow is a forgery. The next day is this, and next day is that. So they are requesting and asking Mr. Bwaka and Yombly to testify against Mr. Cummings. But what they don't know, the ruling party tried to use them and dump them like a kick dog. Come out, testify, and dump them. So let me ask you, what good it will really do to see Mr. Bwaka on stage testifying against Mr. Cummings? Because three of them now, they are the connive, three of them, it leave with them today, Mr. Cummings should die. Now all in their mind. Hateful people. Because Mr. Cummings running for president are the biggest crime he committed in his whole life. Because he cannot join them to be part of the corrupt gang. That is the crime that he's committed. But listen, Liberian people, don't give up. If you want change in Liberia, the time is now. Freedom is not free. Freedom is not free. First food are food, second food are not food. The women will say, first food, shame on you, second food, shame on me. You cannot sit there and they use you. The system is fighting against a change. They don't want change. They're not fighting Mr. Cummings. They're fighting you. They're fighting you. They want to scare you. If anybody, any sound Liberians who think that this case is about Mr. Cummings, hey, listen. Some of us have decided already. I either win with Mr. Cummings or lose with Mr. Cummings. I have seen no Liberian politician right now with whatsoever. I know some people say, oh, Tiawan Gonglo. Tiawan Gonglo is still passing around. He's still surfacing, doing what he wants to do. He's a good man. But I'm talking about the CPP. Some people say, oh, the CPP break a long time. No. You can go on separation without divorce. So they will go on separation for a very long time. And there will be people within that CPP who will hold the leadership of CPP, of UP. There will be people, in fact, I don't know why they're talking about. Two have gone. They still got two. They got Liberty Party and they got ANC. The other two still fighting to leave. But guess what? They will be on separation. Do you think they can go and form? You know how bad it is. Some of them said, yes, we can leave the CPP and form another party. That's truth. You can do that. You can do that. But these are the people who say Mr. Cummings is desperate. He don't want to cause the problem in CP because he won't be president by force. So what Mr. Bwaka want to be? You know, it just showed to me that everything people been saying with Mr. Bwaka is true. Mr. Bwaka is corrupt. You that listening to me today, I'm saying it. Mr. Bwaka is corrupt. Corruption is not about stealing money, but he's corrupt. Mr. Bwaka aware of everything that happened in the CPP. He aware of Henry Kosa causing Mr. Cummings. He's aware of it. He aware of Mr. Bernard Ure trying to bring Mr. Cummings down, stabbing in the back. He's aware of it. He did it to Ellen Johnson. And everywhere Mr. Bwaka took leadership, he failed. Everywhere Mr. Bwaka was in charge, he went down. LPMC, he went down. Agriculture, he went down. LPRC, he went down. Now, CPP, he gone down. This vice president cannot even control CPP that Liberia will control. CPP, that your time to lead, that his time to lead, he cannot control it. Forget about Mr. Cummings. Mr. Bwaka got no business to fry, no fish to fry in the case. But why CPP is static? Why CPP is not moving? Why? Where is the letter that Ben Ayure sent you that he's moving, he's leaving? UP been moving, they been leaving, they been leaving. This man, don't you know Amin Modad? To show how bad, and they will tell you about Amin Modad is a mulatto baller myself. But Amin Modad is a Kisi ball. Kisi. You asked about the relationship between Amin Modad and Mr. Bwaka. You found out. You found out the relationship between them. Look at Jacob. Who is Jacob Akoli? That's his nephew. Liberians, you think when I just sorry for Henry Costa saying that the old man he's a tribalist and whatsoever, he was true. He was telling the truth. But because he hate Mr. Cummings too, because of his boss man, so he into an era where he's stuck and he will remain there. He will remain there. You know the good thing with 2023? 2023 not going in front. We the one going to 2023. We going to 2023. We the one going to meet 2023. So you who think that the past election 2017, the result is still sitting there and they keeping it for you, you on the wrong side. You living in denial. Even the seditions who thinking that because of the situation in the country, because of the problem in the CPP and blah, 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 George, we are going to win. You lose. Trust me. Don't waste your time. I really want to see it for myself before I believe it. That George Weah will win again. Again. Oh, Jesus Christ. The amount of silent voters. Don't be surprised that George Weah might not even take second place. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. You think that President Weah will go because he put a little football fee on a barrack, he do the one. You think that all to it in for Liberia? You think that all to it? 4 years, George, you have been in as if people are in prison. As if they're living on a concentration camp that they can't find correct food, correct school, and whatsoever. People have turned to beggars. People calling all over to help their children to go to school and this and that, while our government officials are enjoying driving the best of cars. Handful of people too. Getting rich overnight. Let me ask you, you're who in the city, the government. If Ellen Johnson was going to do half of the things that George Weah didn't want to do right now, you think they were going to come to power? And the fact is that President Weah is being used. He's being used by his surrounding. We know one, he have told them because the justice minister said it, this case, you're leaving. And you're just going to disgrace yourself on the case. And Joseph Bwaka, Yombly, they will disgrace you. That case, they will throw it aside. That case will be out. Liberians, please, look, Mr. Cummings is abiding by everything. That is why he's going to court and do whatsoever. To show that these people don't know what they're doing. They say they have proof, they have evidence. Then later on, he requesting that the man you want to prosecute should bring the evidence for you to prosecute him. That the man who say that the lawyer there, that the solicitor general, the man who's supposed to prosecute, he's saying that the man will bring the paper for him. You see there? You ain't know that witch hunt? How will you? The first thing here, all criminal cases, when government look at it, it's up to them to take it. Yes, if they say, oh yes, they go into all criminal cases. That one, that's the law. But when you look at the case and say, listen, this thing here, we're not going to go after it. We're not going to do this. Bam, they throw it out. Why would you want to sue Mr. Cummings as if he the one who handled the document? And it's so sad for some of you Liberians who your brain is black in a way as if you never went to school. And most of the people who with the black brain that the one who got big degrees, that the ones who looking for job, that the one that some of them from the same county. But let me tell you, the woman gave up already. You will not waste your time. It's just a matter of time. The woman have given up. The woman is not a leader. He's not a leader. And let me tell you something. I hope you're waiting and you're getting ready, because you will hear some news and you will not even want to continue. Mr. Bwaka will disappoint you big time. Mr. Bwaka will disappoint you. For small boy to control him, that's the place you want to tell from. Small boy. I don't drink alcohol, that's why I drink water all the time. Small boy controlling him. CPP started fine. No knew they had the plans, according to all the reports we've been reading, all the tips that we've been watching. No knew these guys, their plan was to stab Mr. Cummings in the back. That was their plan. That Mr. Cummings joined them, then later on, they vote against him, so he can't go nowhere. Because of Mr. Cummings, the exit clause were added. And don't let them lie to you. And you know, today I was on the Shelton, the issue room. There was this guy who asked the question and said, okay, this one going to the general. Since you say everybody must agree before any party join, and 3 parties left already so that Mr. Cummings will agree, you see how dumb some people are? Because they read it. Do you expect me to come and tell you that Unity Party and ALP have left? To them, it's like you and your husband married. Instead of going to court to put in divorce, you left the house. You on separation. Because you're on separation, it means I don't have contact with you. So now, if anything goes wrong, you stay under my wing. So individual can leave. The Constitution will not hold you as an individual. It is your right to associate and disassociate. But when an organization signs a contract, you sign a contract binding that none of us will leave until after 2023. That means after the election. The only thing the lawyer wrote concerning whether I can be in this group and stay registered or register, which is against NEC rules. You understand? How you guys want to hold together is to hold everybody accountable. Mr. Ure said it to one of the press conference. I think it was at the Unity Party head office. He said, if any one of us decide to leave, you hold us responsible. We will not leave this group. And the same people who said they got document, they may admitted that when the lawyers brought it, they got copy of the amended copies. They have copies. Then you're talking about they taking the signing sheet. So the question they need to ask Ure know that the document was signed on May 19th. Although his son lied because he's a pathological liar, he said it was April 25th, which was not April 25th. It was signed on May 19th. That May 19th, you're listening, May 19th, the document was signed. When they signed the document, Liberian people got pissed off. They decided, according to him, Ure, to make it look good. He said, Mr. Cummings told them and said, okay, you know what, let's just bring some lawyers. Okay, they said they accepted. Let's agree. They brought in lawyers. The lawyers look at it and condemn the thing and make 10 recommendations. One of the recommendations was the exit clause. The exit clause that you guys to hold together, you must be part of something, you must sign this. And they added everything and they rearranged it to make it sweet, good. Mr. Ure admitted that too. He said they had no, then they told him, say, oh, go and do it. Now, in their own conversation, where they were, everything is Zoom because the COVID and whatsoever, they were behind time to go and register the CPP. They all agree. So, my question, that means to show that they had some motive. According to them, they took the signature page and put it on the new amendment copies because they could not come together to sign. But what they did, the amended copy, they kept it as May 19. They all aware that was the document they used and took to NEC. They register all the candidates. They had everything. They've been going fine. Fine. Because Mr. Cummings cannot agree, criminal Urena decided to build on new ideas. Where they started from, they started with Mr. Billeting. But that's the thing, sometimes when you don't, people that bring the information, so even Darius DeLong said that it was one of the strategies they were putting in place that Mr. Cummings was coming to back off and just agree to what they want to do. But you see, when you're innocent of something, you got nothing to be afraid of. You will not apologize because you know what you did was nothing wrong. If they want to be technical, every one of them wrong. You know why? Why will you sign something before you go notarize it? You're supposed to sign in front of the notary person or satisfy notary personnel to sign. That's your signature. How the signature was done on Zoom. Who the hell signed on Zoom? Mo Ali went around and collected the signature people. That's what they said. Why you guys forget? That's why I'm getting pissed off with some of your journalists in Liberia. Some of you people don't ask questions. But because you all love them, you all support them, so anything they come up with, I bet you most of you don't read it. You never read this document. You never took upon yourself to look at the document, what they're talking about. How someone will sign a contract and you say you want to stay together, because when you stay together, you defeat George Weah in the first round. If you separate, that means there might be second round. So even if it was an exit clause in there, it was to stay together. You strong, Mr. Cummings was the weakest link. You know why I say weakest link? Because the fact of the matter is that you had Ure, who came out already saying, I'm going to support Bouaka. Then Yombly came out and said, I'm going to support Bouaka. So Mr. Cummings was just standing up and said, fine. I was one of those on the internet say, oh, let Mr. Cummings leave, Mr. Cummings leave. Finally, Mr. Cummings said, no, I can't leave. Even if I leave, I can't contest. So, and upon I asked Mr. Cummings a question, Mr. Cummings, will you support, because this thing are going on right now, I don't know how we're going to manage. Will you support Mr. Bouaka if he win the convention? Mr. Cummings said yes. He said, Emunel, we will not contest. We will not do nothing. We will support whoever if Mr. Bouaka is the winner. I said, but Mr. Cummings, they're going to cheat you. They will cheat you because they're going to give their vote and give their vote. Then when I started reading the document too, because I'm guilty on that too. I never read a document. We just saw the little one that we're complaining about the jobs and whatsoever. But then when I read this document, the delegates do not represent no party. Everybody who signed the CPP document abide by the CPP laws, the constitution. You can still control your own out there, but you're supposed to be under that umbrella. So all the delegates When they go to that convention, they are free people representing Liberians. Then you will lobby and talk to them. And these guys start coming with all kinds of things. Liberian people, this is how they've been fooling us. Montserrado, Monrovia is not Liberia. Yes, we got everybody there. That is why Liberia is not developing, because we think it's only Montserrado alone. We think that it's only Montserrado alone. I will agree. They got more, they've been in the business before us. I will give it to UP. They've been there before us. They know how to campaign. When I say campaign, they know the lies part. They know how to carry news. When they say dirty, the dirty, all of them will go together. They in Monrovia, flooding the airways, and every day they coming up, they're saying the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. But listen, don't be afraid. For me, I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of no member of UP. They can't eat me. They can't curse me. I'm not a criminal like them. I don't have no record out there. I know their records. Most of them have worked in government. They want to work back there again. Most of them, their names are already out there, and they think Liberians are stupid, because you know what? We caused the problem ourselves. We caused the problem. They've been there for so long, they did nothing. They were not even coming out. Mr. Cummings was the only man. Then they get him mad. How do you think they run campaign? Campaign is not about looking for job. There's not somewhere you go and take your resume and put it on the table, and then the HR look at it and interview and say you get a job. Do you know who the HR is? The Liberian people. You know, I was sitting the other day just listening. Y'all know the story about the two ladies with a child. And the other woman say the child for her. The other woman say, oh no, the child not for her. Then the other woman say they must divide the child. They must cut the child in half. That's what happened with CPP today. Mr. Ure say either Joe Boakai or George Weah. Then, listen, my people, Yombly and Mr. Boakai must go and testify. Let them go and testify. Liberian people will know today that Mr. Cummings is the only opposition within the CPP. Whether the CPP can break up or whatsoever. But all the other oppositions, the Kasser, the whosoever, we will know if they are corrupt. We will know if Tiawan Gonglo is corrupt. If Tiawan Gonglo go and join the UP and say he will join with Joe Boakai, that means he corrupt. In a sense, that's why Mr. Cummings say, I will not go with Joe Boakai. Yes, we can be in the same group, but there is no way Joe Boakai can head a group. If you want to push Joe Boakai out and bring Tiawan Gonglo to be on the UP ticket, that's good. You either push Boakai out, because Boakai, there's nothing you can get from out of him. The mind is willing, the body is weak. It's done. They can put 10 energy drink and kind of say, oh, I have a good day to Unity Party. That's a fake picture. That's not real picture, that's fake picture. We want to see Boakai standing on stage to debate Mr. Cummings. We want to see Joe Boakai going on radio station to have an interview. Mr. Cummings is the only can that go all over the place and interview. They say, yeah, but Mr. Cummings, nobody know him. Yes. If that's what you think, you living in what planet is Pluto. You know Pluto not planet anymore. So that's what you live in. If you say nobody know Mr. Cummings. If you think Mr. Cummings' name now is not a household name in Liberia, then you living in denial. You living in denial. Everybody in Liberia know Cummings. Cummings got more secret admirer and secret voters than anybody in Liberia. So I will tell you guys today, don't waste your time. Don't feed down. Oh yes, and this thing happening and this other thing happening. All of them are nobody. They nobody. They can come on Facebook, they can go, they can be in Liberia. We in contact with Liberia every day. Every day. George Weah cannot win election, no matter what, unless Liberians are now. Then Liberia will actually be in the Guinness World Book of Record to be the stupidest country in the world. There is no way. How can you vote for a man who 4 years now nothing have changed? You think because we see the football, the small football field behind the barracks, or we see the fish marketplace? Oh yes. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself your life, whether your life is better now than 5 years ago. No. You can't even afford to send your child to school. No plans. They get up in the morning, they bring new plans out. No law and order. You got a president who tell you say you should buy CCTV and put to your house. But I don't know if Redemption Hospital has CCTV too. I don't know. So the hospital will no CCTV at the hospital. So you see, that is what we're going through. So we know UP fighting to leave, but how to leave? You can go up, you come down. You will not use that name UP to contest. You will not use the name ALP to contest. Because that's what you're fighting for. Maybe you're going to go beyond close and say, Mr. Cummings, you know what, let's just leave it and we go. No. You will not use that name. You can go and find a new collaboration. You will call it Ure Yombli Boaka collaboration. Finish. But you will not, there will be no name. And we hear you listen to us. The name UP and ALP will not be on the ballot. They will not be part of any collaboration. They will go as an individual, but that name will not go. That is the place we will sue every one of you for breaching contract. And you wait. You don't know how many Liberians waiting for you. You don't know how many Liberians waiting for you to sue you. You don't know. We're just waiting for this to come out. You will go to court. The chairman for ALP will go to court. And he crying already. Boaka and Euro collected the money and then get his son. He crying. You will go to court. Please like this video. I know that only 20% watching me right now, but the 20 can still like it. So that only 5% actually on my side. The other 15, they on their own. You know what I'm saying? So I will tell you today, UP guys, you can go around. You can say whatever you want to say about Mr. Cummings. You can say Mr. Cummings the one that caused this problem in CP because he want to be president. Mr. Boaka, he want to be president. Mr. Boaka don't want to be president. Only Mr. Cummings want to be president. Mr. Cummings said he want to be president. That's his right. But that's the system we're fighting. We know that. Y'all listen to, look, we got all the tapes. We play it. We got all the a lot of things we got on Ome Boaka. When I'm telling you now that Ome Boaka is corrupt, he actually corrupt. But he pretend as if he don't. You get Kessely working in the main office and they'll say he corrupt. You got Kessely, he's to be in Philadelphia, they'll say he corrupt. You got Jake Kabakoli, then you'll say they ain't corrupt. Then you'll say he corrupt. Yeah. The woman got $500,000 for local travel. But today the woman say he living on loan. They'll say the woman corrupt. The woman he saw, you know what they call green snake in the green grass? That's him. When you see a cobra in the green grass, you think that just yard snake, that real cobra. The woman knew everything that was going on. Every plan. You're not hear the woman complain about George Weah? No. That woman been in the long time with George Weah. You ever heard that man criticizing George Weah government? Nope. They been in the long time. Long time. That is what CP and CDC been fighting for. Oh, when these people hold, they will win in the first round. CPP and CDC only fighting to go in the second round. But I doubt it. So you who think that Mr. Cummings not going to go on his own. People are going to join Mr. Cummings. Because if you think that, oh, they will not do nothing, don't worry. People will join Mr. Cummings and they will show to these corrupt politicians. They corrupt politicians. They will show to them. You see Darius, they don't, all of them quiet. But you're like, you have to learn. They will drop you on the way again. They will drop you on the way. And yet, I'm concentrating on my legislative issues. That lie. They know the whole thing now. They know what's going on. Now they shocked. They say you're going to testify. Now, if they go testify, the Liberian people know now that they're working with the government. How you will testify against Mr. Cummings? When you testify against Mr. Cummings, what you think they're doing for you, Mr. Boaka? You done for good. You be done. Hey, I can't wait. Y'all go testify. Y'all go testify. We said it in long time. And I'm happy that it came out right now, sir. You know, God can blind them. So y'all go testify. Let Joe Boaka go testify against Mr. Cummings. By the time every one of them who testify, you know he getting a lawsuit. He can go up, he can come down, he can twist, he can go anywhere. He will get a lawsuit. You know, someone called me the other day and I put them on speaker with my wife was listening. He said, Munel, I said, yes. He said, I just want to tell you, upon anything I'm looking for, I said, I put the ball on speaker. I'm not going to call his name. Upon anything I'm looking for in life, he said, General, I call you to tell you something. He said, I want you to be very careful. I said, for what? He said, they want to kill you. I said, kill me for what? You know what he said? He said, Uri. He said, well, watch me. I said, you will kill me for? Kill me for what then? He said, and be careful with hearing Costa. I'm to my living God. My wife was listening to the phone. She said, she want to talk. I said, no, wait. And I listened to it and he gave me all the information. You know, sometimes things will come to you, you don't overlook it. But the God that I serve is a real God. I'm not a reckless person. That one thing I will tell people. I'm not one of the guys who will go among a group of people and start drinking. And my friends know me. When I'm drinking, if I take a beer and I go like this and I bring it down, I don't drink it again. All my friends know about that one. And that's just what he said. He said, oh, they want to go after your family. But I just want to say this. If any government official and anybody in Liberia that would think that because Munel talking and you go after my family, you'll be making the biggest mistake in your life. I can tell anybody that. It's not a big move, it's not a threat, but it will be the biggest mistake. Maybe I shouldn't know. Yeah. Then they will see the other side of me. I'm not a rebel. I never fought war. I never held gun. But if anybody think that they will go after me or my family or my somebody, my close relatives in Liberia because I'm speaking, you know, there's something they call, I'm a Christian, but I will not be one of the person who will tell you, say, I will forgive you easily. The same thing, you touch my cat, I touch your cat. You kick my cat, I kick your cat. Simple. Simple, simple. That means they will never leave Liberia, or maybe they might not be living in Liberia, or they might not know what's going on. Liberia is nowhere. When I say nowhere, I ain't got to go in depth. So, the guy called me day for yesterday. Oh, be careful. You think you making new. I said my wife was afraid. I said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And the person was serious about it. The person said, I'm just telling you, just be careful. Even right in America, be careful. But you know, I'm nobody, so nobody can do nothing to me. I'm not the one who causing the government. I'm speaking the truth. So your Joe Boyka people there, I still get good friends in the Joe Boyka group. I met one of my friends called me today. He said, "My man, I like your business, but since you started with the Cummins business, yeah, before you used to be neutral." I said, "But man, but I'm supporting Mr. Cummins. I'm not neutral anymore. I'm supporting Mr. Cummins. What do you expect me to do? I'm making a case for Mr. Cummins against your candidate. I'm not insulting your candidate, but I'm telling you your candidate is not." Look, when people say you corrupt, some people think when they say you corrupt that money, the person steal money. No, your attitude is corrupt. You know what's going on and you pretend as if you don't know. Eh? Look at the CPP that we all fought for. Look at we've been crying all over the place. Now Mr. Boyka is the chairman for CPP. Your team, forget about Mr. Boyka talking about Mr. Cummins. He don't need to talk about Cummins. But where is the CPP? Eh? When Mr. Cummins was chairman of CPP, you're all over the country. When Yombly took it over, it went down, going down the hill. Mr. Boyka took it now, it's done, it's dead. Only the name is there. Only the name. That is what the ruling party won. What I listened to Koyon today, James, and I must applaud him for that. He's a sedition. But he made some selling points, some very good points that he came out with. And said, why you guys couldn't just go to convention? We got 3 chances. The first one is not going to work. The fact of the matter is that consensus building was not going to work. Because how would it work when you already got 2 candidates already against one? So I said no. So that one is passed. The VPS, it's just for record keeping. We're supposed to be on the VPS by now. No, we never did. We never did consensus building. We never did a VPS. Everything. Then I told them, I said the delaying. I said it. And I won't lie to nobody. I called Mr. Cummins and said, Mr. Cummins, there's information that they're going to delay the convention process. There will be no primary. That was their plan. No primary will delay the whole process. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Delay the whole process. There will be no primary. They can leave. They can leave individually, but that party, that name will stay there. That name will stay there. We already got Billeted there already. Billeted as the chairman and acting political leader for Liberty Party. When may you go burn yourself? When may you go and burn yourself? Jump on a bridge and kill yourself. Next, recognizing will recognize him. Yombly not running for office. Yombly not running for office. But they're taking the advantage that because Mr. Boyka is old, that if Mr. Boyka carry her and he dies, she's in charge. That's all. You see Liberty UP people, you are behind Mr. Cummins to go as VP because Mr. Boyka will only go there for 3 months because Mr. Boyka not feeling too good. Oh, wicked people. Wicked people. They in dire need for the president as if they entitled to it. Then you say, Mr. Cummins, listen, Mr. Cummins. You think that Mr. Cummins, you don't want to give Mr. Cummins job? Eh? The record that Cummins set around the wall, you're supposed to be happy for a Liberian. Jihad Joe, we have one war best. Mr. Boyka not worked out of the country before. He got contact. Where is the contact? Where is the contact? Ellen Johnson sent you as a vice president to go see the Chinese president and contact. Your personal contact, now since you've been vice president, who you been in contact with? Oh, Joe Biden said Joe Boyka. How you lie to the Liberian people? What Joe Biden will tell you say they will vote for Joe Boyka because they all get the same initial. Eh? One as Sleepy Joe. Eh? Lie to the Liberian people. Lie to the, if Mr. Cummins was using a contact and nobody time you're dying. But let Cummins get on the ballot as stand-up bearer. That's the time Liberian people will know what they call contact again. This time around. We will continue to tell the Liberian people the same thing they did to Kabina Janet. That's the same thing they want to do to Alex Conway, but it will not happen. It will not happen. You know why they stopped the riot? Y'all know why they brought tear gas? The surprise tear gas that they brought up, because they noticed that more people were showing up. A lot of people were coming out there. So to call matters short, they said, no, we can't lie. They did nothing wrong. They did nothing wrong. But we need to send warning to the government. We need to stand up hard, strong. That if they cannot protect the citizen when they go out on rally, just how they send the tear gas, send it right back to them. Sedition ready in the street. Jefferson Koji for his birthday, he jumped in the street. Nathaniel Mage went to Bon County, were all in the street, blocking traffic. What president we are trying to treat? What are you trying to show off? What are you trying to do? Then they go and pretend and say, oh yes, and Liberia is the place where you can go and do this and nobody say nothing. That's a lie. That's a lie. Please like the video. Somebody will answer me and say, oh, you forcing us to like the video. What's so much about the video? But you stay under my post. You stay under my life. Let me see some of the comment there. I see 10 comments here. Let me see. Let me hear from the first course. General, please don't spoil the show by supporting that so-called pastor. You see there again? He said, I'm not spoil the show by supporting it. I never told you that I'm supporting the pastor. I said, I'm not here to criticize pastor. I never said I'm criticizing the pastor. I said I will not criticize, I'm not supporting him or whatsoever. So whether I witchcraft, I'm not here to judge him and I'm not going to talk about it. I can tell you that. We need to stop false prophet. I don't know who is false prophet. So that one, I can't lie to nobody. I'm not putting my hand in that one there. We got plenty. If I want to then judge, I wanted the false prophet too. Let them be there complaining. Just the start. The old man has never been a leader. He never led nothing before. So since when you guys get to know that the old man is corrupt, when you guys were all together with the different goals again. Okay, Henry Yango, yes. You see, let me tell you today, what people don't understand, you can't get rid of old politicians. You cannot get rid of old politicians. What are they corrupt? What are they this? But I will tell you today, when a leader is honest, if the leader is clean, all the corrupt people follow suit. They go straight in line to show that this was not about Boaka coming. It was this CPO not for Mr. Boaka. But we're trying to tell you now, for what we know, he's corrupt. It mean that he got to steal money. His attitude, he knows exactly what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on. He's corrupt. He's corrupt. You think the men don't know that they were causing Mr. Cummings? You think they don't know that his surrogate, his close associate, his campaign manager, almost all over the place insulting Mr. Cummings? And he, Mr. Boaka, apologized when I asked him the question in Philadelphia. He apologized. But he pretended as if he don't know, if he never heard it. Listen, even at their business, that they can do whatever they want to do. The woman is corrupt. I will tell you, the woman is corrupt. The woman is corrupt. Okay, so guys, I'm telling you that and Mr. Boaka and Yombly supposed to testify. They're supposed to testify. Let me show you something here. But they stuck now. They thought that the place they can't move again. They can't move. It's not easy. And listen, there will be a rally. We know the police will not run behind us now. There will be a rally to protect democracy in Liberia, organized by concerned Liberians for the protection of Liberian democracy. It will be on the 27th of this month. So those of you who in Washington D.C. and in the Virginia area, you can be there by 10 a.m. from 10 to 2. This is not ANC thing. This is not ANC thing. But I know seditions will not be part of it. I know UP will not be part of it. We know that a lot of people will not be part, but we will be part of it. Yes, we're from ANC, but we'll be part of it. It's a rally to protect democracy in Liberia, and it's organized by concerned Liberians for the protection of Liberia's democracy. And there are a lot of people in here, they are not members of ANC, but they are pissed off because of what's going on. We're sitting there and making fun out of it and think that, oh, yes, they think that Ellen Johnson never did. That's what the government want to do right now they want to test the water. But that water, they will not test it too good. They can test it, but they will understand it's a genuine water. So on the 27th, we will be in Washington, D.C. I will be there too in Washington, D.C. And we're going to let the American people know. Oh, yeah, America can do nothing like, bro. We will tell them. That's the only country we know that we can lay complaint to tell them, say, y'all open your eyes on Liberia. Y'all open your eyes. They're going after people that did it to Kabina Janet. They want to do it to Mr. Cummings. And they're sitting there and they know there is no case, but they are all on the case. They're making it look as if that the biggest case ever in the they have. When was the last time the Solicitor General went in our court to plead a case? All the criminal cases in Liberia, why didn't take it up? The killing, the stealing, why? Is this wonderful case? Then they want it on TV. When the last time you saw a case in Liberia on TV? When the last time, my people? You guys got to stop. You got to stop this thing. I believe it today. That's why they say only Liberians can bring Liberians down. But this time around, we will teach your lesson. The ones then that are not ready will teach the lesson. By the time, if Mr. Cummings president, when he finished with Liberia, not anybody can run for president again. Not anybody can just run for president. It's just here in America. It's not anybody can run for American president. No, you must be ready and strong. You should have gone around. I mean, you all around it. They sit for them to even know you. But I think where everybody, there's another group of people living from here that they're going to Liberia. They call themselves the Liberal Democrats. They say, yeah, the CPP breaking us, so we're going there now to go capitalize on it. Yeah. Y'all heard that Daniel Casse, in fact, to UP desperate, the UP people are saying that Daniel Casse is not from Lofa County. He's not from Lofa County. He's from Margibi. They already start pairing, and that's why you see, when people invite you to the show, you don't talk too much. You only speak when they ask you question. Fukano Shelton said, how you're going to make, which are the arrangement? Because it's possible that you see Bwaka or Gonglo or Bwaka Dr. Casse. What made you think it's possible that you will see Cummings and Gonglo, Cummings and Casse? Why? The UP people, they just looking for people. The people are desperate for power. They more than Bwaka, they wanted more than Mr. Bwaka himself. Just because they saw sedition stealing, and sedition who not stealing are real stealing, they steal for good. So more Ali there and other people there, they ain't eat nothing more. So they won't come back this time. Because when they come there, man, trust me, they know what to do. They come in to steal by imagination. So the UP people are saying that this man coming from Lower Margibi, he not from, but we're waiting for Dr. Casse. Like Dr. Casse can't tell the world that he's not from Lofa. Because it's the same Dr. Casse that told us and on Facebook that he from Kolahun district. He's a Bandi man. He park Bandi, he man Kisi. But now they say he coming from Lower Margibi That's why he's doing some project there. But we're waiting for them. That's the time we expose them. That's the time we expose them. Where Tier 1 Gonglo will go as VP to Mr. Boaka? Let me ask you. Tier 1 Gonglo looking for somebody that will be his boss. Tier 1 Gonglo say the first thing, the entire government was corrupt. The government that he was in, that why he left. Then he should go back there again. Eh? Why? Liberian people, listen. If you want a good Liberia, a country with a good leader, and Mr. Cummings. Just because Mr. Cummings refused to be part of them, that's all hurting him. That's why they're going around and continue to insult him, continue to say different thing about him. But I will tell you, Mr. Cummings is the way forward. Mr. Cummings is the way forward. Open your eyes. Ask question. When the last time you saw Mr. Boaka answering question on other network, the last place he went was LBS and he walked out. Maybe he might go back on Henry Costa show. He refused. He came on Spoon. He can't come back again. He can't go to Seku. He can't go to what his name said. What the Zion show. He can't go nowhere because there are questions that are on the table that they need answer for. The Omen know what's going on. So we're waiting for the Omen to testify. The Omen going to testify. Yes, the Omen will testify. And y'all know that Ure took all the CPP communication, all the document from WhatsApp, all, and gave it to the government. To him now, he said that the information, all the strategy, what he's supposed to do, and this and that, he turned everything. Yombly not aware of it. So right now, a hat in the camp. Now Yombly then got to testify. They asking them for to testify. So they should be the one to come out. That the place Liberian people will know that these people, they were fooling us. They been fooling your Boaka, Yombly, and Ure been fooling Liberian people. Yeah, they were lying to you. They were lying to us. They just had a poor man, Mr. Cummings, to join them because they think Mr. Cummings will use the money. You now see somebody who work hard for the money, just use it. The only people who can use the money on stupidness, that are criminals, because they know that more will come. That's why Ure can spend his money because the money finish. Ure is broke. He ain't broke like me now, but he's broke. Ure will not spend no money again. The only thing Ure can do now, he might end up. The only thing Ure can do right now, he will end up. He think he can look for money. He went to South Africa the other day to ask what the people need the MTN to give him some money to help for Boaka. Yeah. So you might not waste your time. Ure will look like a kicked door in the town. We need to sue him. Lawsuit coming for him. Y'all watch it. Just watch it. They say when you go in the bush, to pick your medicine, the other medicine that you're bending down to, that somebody own a medicine. So let Ure go ahead. Let Boaka, I can't wait to see Mr. Boaka testifying. Yeah, Ure say, the whole thing here, I won't lie to you. Ure say, I should come and testify. Ure say, he will testify. Oh, Niswa, na Pumtio. Y'all forgive me. And also, happy birthday to my beloved sister, yeah. My sweetheart. Happy birthday. Yep. Happy birthday, Monica Kishen. I love you, baby. You know your brother love you very well. Very much, too. And let me tell you something. I listen to, I said when you're on a show, they got to ask you question. And James Quinn said ANC don't have communication people. They don't understand how to communicate. That's his belief. But I would say this. Yokbo is a very intelligent guy, smart. And so going on spoon and answering questions the way other people want him to answer it, that cannot disqualify him. Maybe they want us to be very tough or rude or whatsoever. I don't know. But we'll give the message the way the message will be given. We'll continue to fight. We'll have to be careful when it comes to this lawsuit case. The one that we're talking about is let the government let everything be transparent. But some people say they want camera in there because they want to show Mr. Cummings in the prison. And like Henry Costa say, he want to see Mr. Cummings in handcuff. The boys they under their head. I told you the ANC people, you forget about Henry Costa. Henry Costa not nothing. He ain't got no power. He can't do nothing. He's a toothless bulldog. Nothing he can do in Liberia. The man win nothing. He just us, he win nothing. So if I fool you that he can convince nobody to vote. Nobody, because if you convince people to vote, you are coming to win District 6. But he convinced nobody, and after he was popular, you are going to carry all the people in there. But they say you're not popular. His fans, they say you're not popular, so no problem. But listen, Mr. Cummings is the next president of Liberia, my people. I can see it on the wall, but you cannot see it. You know why you can see it? Because you're still living in denial. Mr. Cummings is the next president of the Republic of Liberia. I can tell you that. And he's doing everything possible. He's doing everything the way it's supposed to be. Some people are trying to politicize the entire death thing. Oh, Mr. Cummings, listen. Please, guys, just stop it. Just stop it. So I'm still looking for the text, man. I won't read this text here about Joseph Boakai and Yombly testifying. Oh, yes, breaking news. Boakai to testify against Cummings in forgery case by judiciary correspondent. Capitol Hill, Liberia, January 21st, 2022. WTV News. The chairman of the Collaborating Political Parties, CPP, is expected to serve as one of the state witnesses to testify against Mr. Cummings. Bob, Mr. Cummings is the political leader of one of the constituent political parties within the CPP, the Alternative National Congress, in an ongoing forgery case at the Monrovia City Court. The ANC political leader was dragged to court, that I'm reading it, dragged to court by the chairman of the All Liberian Party of businessman Bernard Ure on crimes, forgery, and criminal conspiracy. Wow. He was accused of conspiring and jointly authoring the framework document of the CPP, though deceiving the private prosecutor and the public regarding the content. Wow. So, Mr. Boakai, the Solicitor General, want to bring him up as one of the witness, state witness. The way the woman, they got to pump enough 5 energy drink. Imagine Joseph Boakai going to stand up and say, yes, Mr. Cummings altered the document. Mr. Cummings forged the signature of Bernard Ure. I don't know whether Bernard Ure said no his own. I don't know whether he know his own signature too. To be frank, I don't know if even he knows his Moses. What's up, Steve? So I don't know whether Bernard Ure can even recognize his own signature. So I'm praying to God. Let Ure, Boakai, and Yombly go and testify. And you know something? If Yombly and Dillon, they believe that this document that they used to register them was author, why they can be honest enough to resign their post? Because we gave the people fake documents. They need to resign their post. Let us have a new election. Let us have a new election. And instead of them just sitting there enjoying government money, eh? Yeah, 12:05 a.m. Eh? So you see, they're sitting there enjoying themselves. You can hear Dillon. Dillon can talk. Everybody confused. Everybody confused. And under the law, we need a speedy trial. That's the right of every citizen. So don't forget, we will be in Washington, D.C. We'll be in Washington, D.C. on the 27th of January. We'll be in Washington, D.C. from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the U.S. Capitol ground. Lot 15, Garfield. Lot 15, that is where we gather. And we stand up. They say, yes, and this rally is organized by concerned Liberians for the protection of Liberia's democracy. We must stand up and tell our big brother, whether you're lucky or not, America, that big brother, we will tell them that the nonsense that going on in Liberia, you open your eyes and watch, because we will not accept it. We will not accept it. We will stand up for Liberia. Now, some people say, oh, that the ANC, oh, that any way you put it, that your business. And the other day, sedition went there too. Okay, we'll go there too. So anything that happens, I was saying we're going there. So you that in Maryland and whatsoever, your brother yourself, you let meet in that place there. You let stand up. Listen, it's not about Mr. Cummings. This is not about Mr. Cummings. It's about our people back home. That the system we're fighting, they don't want that system to change. They want our people to be abject poverty. They want our people to just remain to be a beggar. And we should not allow it. We should not allow it. No one own monopoly when it comes to leadership in Liberia. Every Liberian has a right to vie for it. Every Liberian has the right. Mr. Cummings is not refusing to go to the convention or the primary. Mr. Cummings is not saying that I will leave. When you win me, you can go ahead. I will support you. Simple. What a big deal about it? You won't take back door? You say the government corrupt, but you won't be corrupt too? You don't want to go through the process? Eh? Why you ain't tell Mr. Cummings long time that where this thing that you come into, we're doing it because of Joe Barker? You think we're going to waste our time? Do you think we're coming to waste our time on Joe Barker? Eh? If you're going to organize this thing, when the late Bromskin put it together, if they're going to say, oh, this thing we do that because of Joe Barker, Mr. Cummings, no ANC people are going to join. Say your new arrangement, they say it will be about Joe Barker, the new arrangement, you can go ahead. But Liberian people will know with disgrace you. You ain't seen nothing yet. The thing I've really fooling you people that you think your guy, your 450,000 votes still sitting down in Tradefco. You know the bank and Tradefco bank closed down long time. Because I play your guy at Tradefco. You don't know that? Liberian people. You know the new song in Liberia? Yeah, the Papina bar, but he old. That the new song in Liberia. Everywhere you go now, yeah, the papa not bad, but he old man. And you're listening to the on the papa manager show today. Everybody calling from Liberia. Oh, when the old man can come up, I will give my support to somebody else. What kind of man can even speak? The men are even saying nothing. We're confused right now. We're just sitting down. People asking us, but what happened with CPP? What going with CPP? And the other man say, I gave 40 days. More than 40 days, 49. I gave 1 month. If Joe Bucker can tell us anything, I will give my support to somebody. Who you get to Joe? You always feel it. The woman trying to get out of the whole thing, who they want force the woman. You can't force somebody, you can't force thing onto somebody, but you can't do it. The woman know within himself, the woman has just been exposed. He's not a leader. Everything that the woman was in charge, he failed. And I'm believing until CPP. Let me tell you the real truth. Until when he took over CPP, I was watching to say, okay, let me see what will happen to CPP. And God will have it. Nothing. So LPMC during Toba time, he was not the head. He was just one the manager in Lofa County. Because Mr. Minor was the head for the librarian. They had a German guy. After the coup, he was the LPMC boss. They took him from there. They saying the agriculture green revolution. He's get a whole tribalist thing there. Instead of giving the people the machine, he took it and put it in a group of people. Don't go fair with him, don't fire him. The interim government time again, they fire him. Amos Sawyer said that's not true. But why ever say Amos Sawyer into? Because Amos Sawyer, Amos Sawyer, they say he's sick right now too. He's sick. He say in America. So Amos Sawyer won't say something before he die or before he says something, may so rest in pain. I'm sorry, let me just not stick. But all the time, they got it all in the newspaper. They say Mr. Baka will fire you or fire us. That just recently Amos Sawyer came up to say that's not true. He said that one woman, the one that made him to fire Mr. Baka. But while knowing the whole thing, I think Amos Sawyer think that he'll be around. So in case of Baka president. But one of the biggest lies, they say Mr. Baka should get out of the race, then it will make Mr. Baka ambassador. That's what Henry Costa said. He said Mr. Cummings told Baka that why you can't just support me? Then if I'm in charge and when I win, I will make you ambassador. My people, you already believe it? From vice president to ambassador to ambassador? Even if that foreign minister is not a demotion, because foreign minister is very powerful. But don't you know the foreign minister, the ambassador report to the foreign minister? Damn it. They both can lie until they don't know how to lie. They can just spoil their case. They can just make up their own story here. It's sorrowful. It's sorrowful. Mr. Cummings promised Mr. Bwaka ambassador position to where? Lofa Kande? Na neo, na nyine opom tiyo. I say your group people you are too much here. What? Damn it. Joe Bwaka, ambassador to where? France? No. America? No. Where now? United Nations? The Omer already will retire. We made him president. Then Mr. Cummings will make him ambassador. Even Mr. Cummings will get vest. Why would you make him to sit down there and be one of the top dude to give so or say, okay, I will give some man. Well, guys, we got work to do. We got work to do. We shouldn't overlook it. Today is Mr. Cummings. But if you don't know everything the guy's doing that will damage the CP, they have already done it. And even the leave, Mr. Cummings will still be with the group. And I know somebody will take over the leadership of UP soon. And other people get tired and say, listen, all the damn things doing women are nonsense. You can go. They will be in charge. And then other people will come in. There will be other people that will come and rally around Mr. Cummings. Listen, you see, the thing is that it's late. Even if anybody try to join Mr. Cummings, you joining Mr. Cummings for a reason, maybe to support him. There's no way you're going to join Mr. Cummings and say and want the presidency. And Mr. Cummings will challenge you no matter what. It is your right to do it. If you come and join the CPP right now and say all these things have been solved long time, all. But some people say, hey, Mr. Cummings is supposed to go as VP, then by this time, no trouble. You want to take back though? That compensation? Is this an entitlement of Mr. Bwaka that Mr. Cummings should go as VP to him? Eh? Hello. What's up, my man?
Can the people hear me?
They can hear you. Go ahead. You loud.
Yes, thank you so much. I want to make sure I be part of the conversation. Today we'll be on later on today, but I wanted to contribute to some of the things you were saying.
Yep, go ahead.
The first thing I wanted to start off on with is an incident that happened on Wednesday.
Yep.
I wanted to extend my condolences to the family and the loved ones. What I want to say to the Labrampo is this. I know we love God. I know we love religion. Somehow we are Christians, some people are Muslims. But my own apology to the Labrador people is, and my view is, we should not allow religion to overshadow our sense of reasoning.
Yep.
That can be a problem, to be honest. To the point where some people can make themselves look like slaves. Since I love God, don't get me wrong. But since I started to understand that religion can get us nowhere, but having a relationship with God and knowing God,
yep,
is the most important thing. I'm not into their religious thing. Nobody can speak Nigerian English to me and catapult me or make me do something I'm not supposed to do. I'm not going to have my mortgage or my rent to pay. And somebody come and tell me, which does not make any sense, I going to pay you on Monday. I go to church tomorrow. Somebody come and tell me, say, the Lord said I might get that rent on Sunday, but then on Monday, then they give me eviction notice. It don't make any sense. I'm not going to do that. So let's allow common sense to prevail, and we can still serve God. As a matter of fact, if you choose to serve God and you don't serve God with common sense, then we'll understand if your service is in vain. You will just be slave to other people. I listen to some of these guys on TV. They come on TV, these rich guys, and they will tell you, the Lord said you must sow that one, you must sow that one, you must sow that one. They get private jets. You don't even have cars.
They got everything. Yep.
You think that the Lord told you to do that? Which one of the Lord then telling you to do that? You better be asking serious questions. But so I think I encourage the president and the security apparatus to do an investigation and see what's going on. Also on the Zogo issue, I think people jumping around. They talk, oh, let's get there, let's put it in jail. Let me tell you something. That double trouble, that human rights violation.
Yep.
People need to be treated as Liberians. Let me be honest with you. They need to be treated as Liberians. They need to. You can't just a year practice who not get nothing to do. Passing around talk about it, declare war on Togo. Human rights violation. Do you know what? It doesn't make any sense.
You gotta start from somewhere.
For us to help these people, it's time for us to invest. I'm saying this thing before I get into politics here because these are things that we must do. And George here must understand. I understand that he never inherited. Now he makes Zogo business to increase or whatever it is. But these Zogos were the same ones that voted for him. They were in the streets. Yes. Oh, today now I can't declare war on them. These were the same guys and women that voted for President John Weah overwhelmingly. We saw Finabono distributing money to them.
Yep.
We saw them money to them. These are the same Zogo people that they're talking about. And these people are Liberians. Some of them are the future of Liberia. So we can't just say, let's catch them and put it in. When you put it in jail, you can't just go and just be harming everybody and be doing one, be doing that one. When we sit down, we the same Liberia when we tell you, say, Jetty brother, sit down and get our brother and sister, the small rice, in small bowl, and give it to them. And you're taking care of the future, it's a problem. We have a people on here now. We do. We've been saying this thing. Some have been writing about this thing. We've been saying this thing. They don't want to pay no attention. Now we're seeing where it's going. We're
Yep.
seeing what's going on. So they should leave the people. Some of these people, they are our family members. They are our friends. They are our loved ones. And then they bring war in the country. What we need to do is to focus on and invest nationally. You get, what do you mean? Nathaniel Bajo, who can even pronounce president? You get his budget increasing.
Yeah.
Why take some of that money and invest it into taking care of these people and treating them? You get job, we have money investing job. We are not doing nothing, passing around doing a bunch of foolishness. Yes. So some of the money needs to be cut down for that. You get buffer chamber, they will not do nothing. They are doubling their salary. And we say we could grab their people in there. What sense does that make? So maybe we need to look into means of cutting down some of the money. The 30,000 I didn't know taking. We can invest that into something good to help our people to save the future. So maybe if we start looking to that area, it will be good. So all the useless spending that they're doing, they need to start here. All the useless spending President Joe we are doing, going around, doing nothing, wasting the Labrampo resources, maybe they need to be redirected in that area. Because they're doing a bunch of useless travel or any kind of benefit for us. When we say, they say, oh, you don't respect the president. I respect the president, but that is true. It's true, that is true.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's what we find ourselves. But let me get into the politics. Let me say this because I know some people from the UP will listen to this. Some of them are listening. They say, you, Monier, Christian, you're not nothing, or you know what? Guess what happened? I'm telling you now because I talked to some of them behind closed doors, and I'm aware. Some of them do go and complain about you to other places. They can be watching from far off. So they're listening right now. Let me tell you something. If you are in Unity Party and you are really, really sound for true and you care about the party, if you don't start thinking about saving this party, right after 2023, the party will be dead. I'm saying it.
Yep.
When I say on Spoon Talk and when we say on the SKTV that Joseph Boakai don't know, people say we're not letting paper, or we're not putting up on the paper, we're not respecting the paper, but we're saying what will happen. I say Unity Party will be dead. After 2023, the party will be no more Unity Party with itself. You all need to look for different persons and bring and rally around and rebrand the party. All the laws you're making to come to power, it will not be possible. The time and energy you're taking, Joseph Boakai will not be president. You start wasting your time. You start wasting your time. This thing is over. And my recommendation to the ANC people is this. I'm begging you, you're not beg Joseph Boakai and Yombi Kanga Lauren, let them go and testify. Yeah? Let them go and testify. I'm begging the government now. I'm begging the can you not see for us in America, you don't know what you're doing most of the time anyway. I know you don't know what you're doing. But I'm advising you, please don't put your foot in your mouth this time around. Bring them, let them testify. Let them be government collaborators and witnesses for the government. Let the laboratory see Joseph Boakai testifying and working with CDC. Let us see Yombi Kanga testifying and working with CDC. We already know that you already working that one thing and making it. So those are in denial that Joseph Boakai is working with CDC. CDC is ready to expose them now. And you're talking about setting crap for people. Now you're falling in your own team. So I'm begging you, I would encourage these people, let them go and testify. So the ANC people, you don't take this personal. Let them go and testify. Let the people know who for them and who not for them. Let the people know who want to rescue them and who want to work with the CDC-led government. Let the people know it. Let it be on the table. It can't be secret again.
Yeah.
When you're saying that vet that, oh, Joseph Boakai going to testify, and that's only for her to get that. That's only for her to be happy. Because then we know, even we who are Christian about whoever is not for you,
Yep. Against you.
and whoever is against you is not for you. That's
Yep.
simple. So that means let them go and testify. I'm begging them. Let them go and testify. Let them wonderful case be over with. Let them go and testify. Let the people know what's going on. Let me tell you something, Munir. Let me tell you something. That in Unity Party dream, that one going to be vice president for Joseph Boakai after he criticized Unity Party.
Yeah.
That in their dream, that what they want. These people, they don't know what they're doing. They're a bunch of shameless people that don't know what they're doing. I'm saying it today. They're shameless people. They're shameless people. If Kawan Gongo resign from your government, what makes you think in the world you will come back and just serve as vice president?
Yeah.
So this corrupt government, the Unity Party government, and Joseph Boakai is by extension corrupt. He started for 12 years. The time I'm trying to discuss Joseph Boga in detail. I don't want to discuss Joseph Boga in detail because we'll be running. I don't want to put my phone no more. We'll be running ahead of the time. We are waiting. Anything Joseph Boga not corrupt and nothing wrong with Joseph Boga, no problem. No problem. The time coming. And we don't want to say that when we say, oh, SSC, you're lying. When we go on with the we yet mark it today. Mark today down. Joseph Boga is corrupt. He's as corrupt as Helen. There is no difference between them. They cannot be separated. And I will prove it on the show. They're not only my one, we'll prove it, but the time is coming. There is time for everything. There's time for everything. Right now, we're not working. We are not working. We're taking it easy. So, but bear in mind that Joseph Boga is corrupt. Anybody that tells you Joseph Boga is not corrupt, that person is a corrupt person that wants to support or corrupt with you as well. These guys know exactly what they are doing. And it's good that they're coming out. I'm very happy, to the ANC people. Not that I'm an ANC person or I'm they can say, coming back or coming to the world. Well, they're coming as the regions.
I'm telling you, just buying people.
I don't know what they coming doing.
Just buying everybody.
So your ANC people, let me I gotta put together my bill for the month of February because January for February I will send it to you all, send it to you by or please take care of my bill. You need to clear my bill. I'm begging you. And you must clear it before the 10th of February. Because it is by extension that we have been bought. Coming back, what is station FKTV right now is so out to come. So I'm begging you, you're coming to buy all you'll get ready for the bill and you'll have to pay off. Let me say this to you. These guys, this other Joker, Costa, along with Mo Ali, and these other guys, they're not going anywhere. They are afraid. They are afraid because the tables are turning around very fast.
Yeah.
The tables are turning around. They didn't expect this. They didn't expect it. They didn't see this coming. They thought it was just going to be a thing where they can just control the narrative in that bureau and say the news policy on that bureau and nobody was going to be involved. We're just going to sit down on the sideline and look at them and everybody suck up to them. That's what they thought. But they are shocked. They are shocked that things are changing overnight. They are shocked that even some of them, the information that they thought they could have gotten, they can't get it again anymore. They can't get it again anymore. And we are now, I'm saying it here openly, we are now inside. When you hear me say on the show or anywhere that we inside, I know what I'm saying. We inside.
We're inside.
They themselves, when they go to the bathroom, we know what's going on. I tell you today, when Costa sneezes, Costa fishes, you're going to tell you, when he sneezes, we know that he has sneezed. When he talks to anybody on the phone, the deals that he makes, we know. Whether he download any kind of app, we are aware of his communication. It's just a matter of time for us to expose it and to bring it to the light. We are aware of the communications, we are recorded, and we have them in our possession. So, of course, I don't go to the sky. Unless they go make that deal in here, because me, I'm not going here, I'm going. Unless they go make deal in here, that the only way we will not know about it. Any deal that is made on this earth with the government, whether in the bureau or here, whether on the phone or in person, we know. We will know. So let me get you on your alert. You will know. Go download any app on your phone. Because you know what they can do? They can download this secret app there to be able to say they're communicating. Then when they feel they delete or whatever it is, because you're wasting your time. As human being with technology, you're wasting your time. We own your get a talk. Get a white on right that we own your. And we're not leaving this in Labrador with him. We're not sitting on the talk. We're not allowing to invade the space to lie to our people.
No way.
To our people or to continue in the same nonsense so that you can benefit and your family members can benefit. Just to say that swear behind the country. No swear behind Labrador. It's just that we've been having bad people running the country and they've been doing bad things for them to benefit themselves. For that, we're not leaving. That's why somebody asked them, why you up there? My brother, we are up. We are up. We don't sleep.
They don't know.
We don't sleep. We are up.
They don't know we don't sleep.
On these people as well, we are up. So we're not leaving the thing until we see the thing that Labrador deserves. Until they see where our children can wrap buses here to go to school. They can get meals in the school. Some of them have to pay school fees. Some of them have to pay school fees because let's give that option to our children in the next generation. That's the best gift we can give to Labrador.
That's the fact.
I keep saying this thing, we're not fighting for jobs. We don't want jobs. We want the right people. in
Yep.
power.
Yep.
So United Party can bounce around. Who told you say what it means? The pimp, what it means that the pimp that the party around looking for people to go spend his money on that United Party when spend money.
Yeah.
You know? Those are all lies and propaganda to distract. That's what these guys want to do. They want to keep lying. That I'm going to go be vice president of Joseph Boaga. And the other person will go, okay, let's agree now that I'm going to be vice president of Joseph Boaga. So that means all the things only thing I've been doing. They just throw on the side of that.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. Yeah.
They'll get, yeah, they will throw away. That's what the both doing. Yep.
So then you need to wake up and open your eyes. So that means Benina Yue will be vice president. That means they will just keep Benina Yue up the curve like that too.
Yep.
Oh, you see how Joe Paga we get
I corrupt paper, I have too corrupt.
No, I have said it openly. I describe Joseph Boaga in 2 words. I describe the behavior. He is a smooth cook. I nature. But the Kanye, I don't want to say for food. The Kanye, they can't come very, very soon. We inside this thing, we're not living for inside. They can go to medicine, they can go wherever. Some of them will get in our sleep, they do all kind of funny. They don't waste your time. All over Africa. They don't waste your time. We inside. We inside and we don't move for inside. We go far inside the thing.
Yeah.
We're not just to go again, we control the inside. I want to say to Mr. Cummings, the ANC supporters, the Gongo supporters, the Tato Cassette supporters, and all the other people who are now regime collaborators. For now, we consider Boaga, Yombri, and what Benina Yue to be government regime collaborators.
Yep.
And they're also government boom. The part of the government, so they're government boom, get into the government now. Those of you who are not part of the government, you're not regime collaborators. This is my message to you.
Yep.
When you decide to have a protest again, I'll say it on here. To every action, there is equal and opposite reaction.
Yep.
If the police fire that nonsense and send tear gas, you're sending it back to them. If they want the country to be noisy, let the country be noisy. If you're sick and you'll be running away when they send tear gas, they will be shooting the box.
Yep.
These guys, they don't understand diplomacy. They don't understand diplomacy. When they come there with tear gas, especially when you're peaceful and the police start to misbehave, you'll misbehave too. If you're doing 1 or 2 times, they will never try it again. They will not try it. But you're sitting down, soon as they want to come with tear gas, everybody will. It's sweeping them off. It's sweeping them off. When they act, you're act. When they misbehave, you're misbehave. You know, this country, the opposition got to get very radical and stand by being radical. If not so, these guys will keep on threatening you and keep on hurting you for no reason. When the police send tear gas, you send it back to them. When they misbehave, you misbehave. Next time they will not do it. That's the language they understand. They don't understand diplomacy. These guys are criminally minded. They don't understand diplomacy. They don't get diplomacy. There is no way to deal with CDC and deal with diplomacy. They're a violent set of guys. They're very bad people. And so they will do anything to deter you. When they try it, you're trying it. So you'll do it 2, 3 times. They will never try it. Next time when they come, they will come with negotiation. They will come with your signal on the table. They will fall in one. Just start running away from the tear gas. Just start running away from that thing. When they try it, you're plenty. The police not plenty. Why are they running?
Yeah.
You're plenty, they are running. They didn't try it. See when they send a tear gas, you're sending it back to them. When they come there, you reject them. You do it 2, 3 times, they'll put a set together. The people not plenty. So I don't know why they be running. They'll be asking them to say, these men will come and can't kill you, or they'll do that one, they'll do that one. They fire, they shoot any gun in that crowd. Those who don't want to go there, disarm them. It's serious. Because this thing must stop. They are brutalizing our people for no reason. This thing must stop. The police cannot come where people are protesting peacefully and they start misbehaving on the people. They should not do that. They should not do that. When we get on the show, this will be my stand, or I stand by it. I have no regret. I can say it to any regime that comes. If you see Liberian people somewhere, you go there in a project peacefully, start sending tear gas and hurting people. It is wrong. If they try, I don't care who be president, whatever, Cummings, whatever, whoever it is next that come to be president, do the same thing. The same rejection of people out because nobody got time for that nonsense.
Yep.
When I work in a country, ain't nobody get right. The people go, they say turning for the ministry or just tell them they go get permit. The people go get permit. Pay your kind in your brutalize them.
Then you brutalize them because they saw people coming.
What's going on now?
Because they saw a lot of people coming.
Yeah, people coming and some peacefully. You're brutalizing. These people were not doing anything wrong. They didn't even go to the executive. They didn't go to President John Weah. They didn't go to President John Weah office. The people was thinking that not President John Weah office, or for you to take upon yourself and go after these people. It's becoming unbecoming. And I'm saying it to the Labrador people, if y'all don't stand up in these guys' hands, if y'all don't stand up and lead them and tell them that nonsense is enough, you know, within the international community, your children will be hurt, some of your children will be killed for nothing.
Yeah.
Go for peaceful protest. The next time the police try it, y'all make sure y'all resist them. 2-3 times, they will never try that nonsense again. Y'all can see, they will not try that nonsense again. But as soon as they do something you're wrong, they'll try it. They do something you're wrong, they'll try it. Y'all might not. Oh, yeah, not diplomatic. If they want diplomatic, they never treat you with respect. They want bring north, y'all bring north. I can't agree with the same person that said, they were going to make Labrador ungovernable for Ellen Johnson said these guys protested. Nobody went and brutalized and start beating them around and sending tear gas. So when they want to try it that way, they will try it that way too. Let me see who is who. Thank you, Mr. Christian, and we'll continue to follow. And we're off. We're not sleeping with us yet.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Okay, guys. I think Steve said it all, and we must stand up what is going on right now. And he said something serious about the Zogos. You see, I said something here. I said that we should look at the root cause. If we want to get this whole Zogo thing under control, we need to spend money. We need to go against the drug dealers. We need to go against a lot of stuff. But I say that the pastors, I'm not going to put my hand in there, but they still need to abide by the laws. And we got too many churches in Liberia. Too many churches in Liberia. Everybody getting rich. Even right in America, the same old thing. But I can say this, I know God for myself. Yes, I believe in God. I trust God. Nobody love God more than me. But I don't understand the way the whole God thing going on. But anyway, I don't want to talk about it. And I hope the next government will get it right. You see what happened with Rwanda today? They closed some of the churches down. Find that Patrick funny. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. I have a funeral tomorrow. I have to attend a funeral in Trenton. So I need to prepare myself. And I will be there. So guys, please let us do what we're supposed to do. Yep, the police, man. Trust me, Joseph, you're saying it right because, in fact, they did it in West Point the other time. They whipped 2 police there, beat them up good. You know, because the guys, man, I don't understand. How will you go against your own people? The people were protesting peacefully, having a rally, peaceful rally, and you just surprise them with tear gas, you know? And then other people were happy, man. The Bwaka people happy. Henry Costa then talking about it, say, oh, the pigs, they refuse to pay the citizens, then they refuse to do this. Yeah. But anyway, the struggle continues. We will not stop talking. We will continue to give the message. And Mr. Conto, thank you very much for everything. And Moses. And wow, I see Victor, no, Vince, Ambassador for Costa Show, Vince Zico. Yeah, I will send a man. Yeah. Henry Yango, Yama, John. Thanks to everyone who were watching. And I want to say I appreciate it. Christiana Cole, how's everything with you there? I hope you're doing good. Your son, everybody okay. And Let us do what we can do for Liberia, man. It's not easy. Let us do what we can do. Something going in my eye. I think today. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good day. I love you all. God love you best. And let us pray for our country, because the thing that we're going through right now, let us just be very careful how we attack issues. That's all. Let's be very careful. Yeah. Let us be very, very careful. But this campaign, Bwaka is on the table. Georgia is on the table now. We're not going to stop. So everything is on the table. I want to tell people everything is on the table. Bye for now.